Hello and welcome to another episode of the Football Analytics and Rant Show. And today we have a special episode for Indian football. It's been a while since we talked about Indian football, and there are a lot of things to cover. I don't think we'll be able to finish it in one episode.
No chance.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the main thing right now. As you all know, the Asian Cup qualifiers are coming, and India is set to play in a group with neighboring country Bangladesh. An interesting fact this time is that for the first time in I guess in history, I guess India is not the favorite in the group over Bangladesh. And
Bangladesh does play a really good football, sir.
yes, and often we have struggled against them, but they have gotten a player, a dual national player. His score value alone is more than the entire Indian squad combined, and I don't know what is this. And more countries, especially in neighboring countries, are opting for dual nationality. The best example is Indonesia. Indonesia was ranked, I guess, like 170, 75. Once they started bringing the dual nationals in, suddenly they are in the third round of World Cup qualification, and they are within a chance of potentially maybe qualifying to the World Cup, which is ridiculous because we were also in the same phase at one point, and here we are. And the matches I think will begin this coming week. And first match obviously is against Bangladesh, and we'll get to know what to expect at this point. Okay, some of you might say, I guess, India playing consistently Asian Cups is a big deal. We should be happy about it. But no, this team has more potential. I mean, there is enough talent to get past this. I mean, I remember watching the talent is there, but I'll come to that part of talent. At least till the under 17 or the to some extent the under 21 level, there is talent. There is no clear pathway after that, and a lot of talent is not okay. I won't go too much into that. We'll stick to topic. So coming into the initial World Cup qualification, we were within a chance of easily qualifying to the next round because we beat Kuwait in their home, and we just had Afghanistan left to play. Afghanistan, okay, and that is a team we were supposed to be beating, but surprise, surprise, we draw with them and lost to them. And the team which we beat first, Kuwait, ended up what do you call going to the next round. And okay, you might say Qatar robbed us in the second leg, or it was a faulty goal or something. Dude, they played a B team. You should be shameful that they scored against that. That's like probably under 24 team playing against the bestest the country has to offer. Extremely bad, and I did not expect like this was the especially because this time the World Cup is there are more teams in the World Cup, and plus that number two position automatically guaranteed us a position in the AFC Asian Cup, a direct qualification. And since we are a direct qualified team, our ranking will be higher and the seeding will be higher, and it's high chance we get a favorable group. A lot of you are saying we were unfavored, like we had a very bad group. Like we were extreme underdogs last time we played in the group. We got Uzbekistan and Australia in the same group, both really strong and physical teams with a lot of European players. But whose fault is that? It's our fault. We didn't qualify directly. We didn't qualify directly. If you qualify like this, obviously you will be the lower seeded team. You will get into shittier groups. That is the importance of this. So, I see, for me, what I would say is like there is no point in like qualifying like this and getting thrashed and coming back and doing all this unless we try and push it, try get the direct qualification or go push it to the third round. That is where you see real progress. And the past 10 years, let's say rejuvenation of Indian football, and like I don't see much difference. To be fair, used to be better than this in the 90s, much better than this, and we used to do this level. We used to do this. I mean, at least we used to be regular contenders in like in the Asian Games level, or like we used to be better, higher ranked. I guess 96 or something that time.
And to be fair, people have been saying that yes, they are investing a lot in Indian football. We have a league now. People are earning enough money now. A lot of talent is coming up, and a lot of arguments are there, and which I am not going to debate or say that they are wrong. But my point is everyone else is improving at least twice, thrice, 5 times, 10 times our pace.
Definitely.
So the quality, we might be improving, but if everyone else is improving at a 10 time at a rate 10 times faster than us, that means that we are lagging behind because everyone else is improving more than us, faster than us. They are reaching greater heights faster than us. So even if we
Yes.
are improving, if our rate is not up to what the other people are doing, we will be falling back. That's just basic logic.
Correct. And to add on to that, it's very evident. Like it's not like some would say lack of interest. Like there are literally countries who have like barely like what do you call 1/100th of the population we have, and they are making outstanding teams. There is no talent. I'm 100% sure there is no shortage of talent. There are extremely talented people, and I would like to make a very controversial point. The money is here, the players, the money is going, but the money is not going into the pockets of deserving people. It's going into the pockets of certain people who are like controlling the team, controlling whoever comes in. Okay, I'm not even telling about
Is
it.
this is this the national team, or are you talking about club
I,
teams and
I'm
stuff like
I'm
that?
talking about in clubs itself. There is a certain core group of players who get extremely overpaid for mediocre performances, and the players who actually give an effort, like actually fight for their this thing, are never getting recognized or not even getting paid as much as that is even shown on the paper. Certain clubs don't even pay their players properly. Yeah, same thing I would say for the national team. Okay, let alone I'm not even getting into the whole investors, owners part of things. That is even worse thing to say. Like even the players, there are a group of players who just want to secure their place. They don't care about like the growth of the football, and they just care about personal achievements, or so they care about their place in the team. It's just ridiculous, and because of that, and after a point, let's say under 17 level, okay, under 17 level, I will say Indian national team is among the best in the whole continent at under 17 level, and they have proven it many times. They can go toe to toe with the top 6 teams at many occasions. They have done it also. And since after this, many of these players, they do not see a viable option of continuing their career. Sadly, like most, we are still, I would say, third world country in some aspects of like cost of living and infrastructure, and a lot of things are there. So all these people will always look into, okay, can I succeed, what I have to take care of my life also. Is there a clear pathway? There is where we fail. There is no clear pathway after this point. After the under 17 level, there is no clear pathway. Where can the player go? Where can he improve? Nor has they developed anything in let's say the infrastructure, nor do they have tied up with any foreign leagues or foreign academies to give them a chance. Okay, at least a few bunch of elite players, if we can send outside. They haven't even tried that part also. Extremely bad.
There is one controversial thing I would like to say. If players who are playing in India want to actually improve, they want to get better, they want to do something, they want to work on themselves and get better, our country is not it. You might be getting paid well, you might become a superstar here, people might give you a mad fan following, you can be like a icon inside India, but if you want to actually better your game, this is not it. And I have worked with national team players, and I am telling you, this is not it. And this is not only me saying it, this is people who have represented the national team in the past, this is people who are currently representing the national team. And yes, of course, it's a difficult thing to accept. If you are in that position where you're getting crores of rupees every month, you're getting lakhs of rupees for brand deals, you are a global star in everyone's eyes, not global star, at least a national star in everyone's eyes, at least in our niche field of football. For you to accept the fact that if you leave our country and go even play in the 3rd division or 4th division in Germany, you will be, I don't want to use the word shit, you will be subpar, is a difficult thing to swallow, and it's a difficult thing for people to say. But that is the truth. That is the truth. And like Jittu said, and see, we are not going to, at least I hope we are not going to name players who we think are forming a group and controlling it.
I think
But
the audience have an idea about
a
this.
simple Google search will show you. A simple Google search will show. And I will tell you this, I am not big into Indian football, and every football player that I treat who's on the Indian national team, I just give them blank stares when they tell me their name. And then people are like, how do you not know him? I said, and I tell them, I said, I watch football. I just don't watch Indian football. And I don't think that is going to change for me. But right now, I think I am a slightly better educated person about Indian football because I'm talking to these people. And it's not because I'm watching Indian football now, but because I get to see things from a different perspective than I was seeing before. So I can tell you with absolute confidence. So I was listening to this podcast once and I asked someone else that I knew, someone else that I was working with. So apparently Gurpreet Singh Sandhu was playing the second division or third division. No, I think second division only for some club somewhere.
Yeah, he was playing. No, he was playing
Australia.
first division only in Norway, not like a top league.
Okay. So he was playing there and apparently he was about to dislodge another keeper who was very big. I don't remember the exact details because this is during work, so I don't have that much time to register and search it up.
Yeah.
So apparently the guy he was in contention to replace was a goalkeeper who played in the UCL at some point. Okay. And that was not too long ago. And from there, a certain club in India offered him a lot of money to come back. And he went back. And people have said, and other people who have played with Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and other people who have coached him, who have worked with him, have said that his best form of his entire career, especially in India, playing in India, was when he returned from there, the first few months after he returned from there.
I will 100% agree with that. I have seen that.
Everything after that apparently has just been a down thing. And see, this is not me saying, this is people who actually watch football. This is actually people who know football. I can't name names. I can't tell you who told me this. But these are people who have worked closely with these people. Okay? And they say that after he came back here, the quality of the opponents he's facing has dropped. There's not as much competition for his place either in the national team or in his club team. So there's no incentive for him to improve.
Yep.
It's not that some other goalkeeper is getting paid more than you, so if you reach a certain standard, you will get paid as much as him.
Yep.
It's not that someone else is going to come and replace you in the team, so your place in the squad is at risk. And this is just an example I'm not saying that Gurpreet Singh Sandhu is among those people in the national team or in the club team who's not allowing other people to come in. I am not saying that. But I'm just giving you an example. If there's no competition and you're secure in your place, why will you feel a need to improve yourself?
You just settle for mediocrity.
Where is the incentive?
Yeah.
If nobody is coming to me and telling me tomorrow that, okay, this guy is coming and he will be better than you at the job and we won't need you tomorrow, I won't do it because
Definitely.
I know there's nothing. If I feel like I'm the best in the room, where is the scope for me to improve? Where is the scope for me to say, I want to learn this, I want to learn this skill, I want to pick this skill up, I want to improve myself in an endurance perspective, I want to improve my reflexes, because no one is coming to replace you. And at this point, I'm just giving an example of Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. I have nothing against him. But I don't want to say anything good, I don't want to say anything bad also for him. But I'm just saying, there might be people who are better than him. But just now he is at that position where he can just capitalize on his fame and what he has achieved so far, and he can be secure. And rightfully so, he has earned it to a large extent, saying that yes, he has done this, so he deserves to do this, etc., etc., etc. But this is just one position in the national team we are talking about. This is one position in one club team in two of the top leagues in India. And this scenario is the same across every single club in both the ISL and the I-League. This I can write on paper and give you, because this is the scenario everywhere. Everywhere and in multiple positions. Maybe in certain positions in certain clubs there is a competition because it's younger and all. But if you're a person as big as Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, once you're back at your club team, there's no competition. So where is the new talent going to come from to replace you?
I mean, it's already saturated with all these foreigners occupying the actually needed positions where Indian players are supposed to play. And on top of that, the senior Indian players also block the pathway. What is the point of the league at this point? I don't get it. Like,
you know what? That brings us as a good segue to our next topic. Jittu, tell me. We'll come back to this topic, but the next topic is even more interesting.
Oh, is ISL going to collapse next year? That's what.
Oh, that's a far less interesting topic than the other topic about new players not coming in because senior players are blocking them.
Okay. As you all know, a certain 40-year-old man has decided to come back to the Indian national team after announcing retirement. just in time when we are about to play Maldives. I think we are playing Maldives right now. Probably
It's going on right
it's
now. I
going
was
on
just
right
checking the
now.
live
I
score.
won't be surprised if he scores like 2-3 goals. I don't mean any respect, but as any disrespect, but I won't be surprised he's going to score 3-4 goals and he reach the century mark and become the only the fourth player ever to reach that mark. And then we go lose against Bangladesh, and then we don't go qualify for the Asian Cup. I don't get this. Okay, the he him.
No, no. Let's not come to what is happening now. Let's come to how he retired, why he retired.
Yep.
When he retired, there was a big speech. He appeared on so many interviews, so many podcasts, giving us the reasons why he retired. One of the reasons he gave was, I felt like I should go off now. It was the right time for me. There are new people who have to come and take it up.
Yep.
He himself said, if I don't go, they will never replace me. Where will another person come from who will replace me if I don't go, if I'm not giving the opportunity? I mean, he did not exactly say these words, but in essence, in most of the podcasts that I have watched, this is what I inferred him saying. Okay, he was basically saying, I have to leave now for someone to come and replace me. If I'm always there, they'll never, other person will not come to replace me.
Yep.
And it was a noble step. Okay, he realized he's getting old. He realized that we needed newer players in that spot. He realized all of these things and he said, okay, I will go now. And I absolutely respected that. Okay, whatever my personal opinions are about him is my personal opinion. It's a subjective thing, it's not an objective thing. But what he did was an objectively good thing in saying, okay, I should leave now so other people get a chance. Then why the fuck would you track back on that and come back? What would bring a person who said all of this and earned so much, how should I say, goodwill from a person like me who doesn't like him at all? He earned my respect after that, and you go back and do this. So you're basically going back on your words. What is the difference between you and a fucking politician? You explain it to me. What the fuck is the difference between you and a fucking politician? You said so many good words. You gave so many lectures. You were talking about how you have to move for other people to come and said other people should take examples from you and move on. Why the fuck are you back? What the fuck are you achieving? I'm using the word so much because you have no idea how enraged I was when I saw that news.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
The national team is posting this as if with some. I don't get it. See, as much as I'm angry at this guy, I feel extremely bad for all those players who actually tried so much before like the ISL started. Okay, this guy is retiring. Like, it's time for us to come up. All these players who came there, a lot of Indian players, strikers, okay, they played in the ISL and the I League, who thought, okay, we'll finally get a chance to play in our position. All of them are like, waste. Why did I even do for this? What is this? Now he's going to play all of the Asian Cup qualifiers, which are probably the biggest matches of this calendar year. Biggest matches of this calendar year, those 6 games, and this guy just comes out of nowhere, randomly announces, and the people just take him. Okay, I understand that he's scored for 12 goals in 22 games, all those things. That's because he's the only Indian player who's playing as a striker in the entire ISL. No other Indian players are getting an opportunity to play striker. Manveer Singh is playing in wing. He is supposed to be the next striker. I'm happy he's scoring from there and all, but what the fuck is this?
I will tell you what is even more fucking annoying. Okay, he retired. Okay, he was playing actively for the club, so let's assume he maintained his fitness enough to come back to the national team. All of that. Okay, leaving Sunil Shetty and his hypocrisy aside. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Sunil Shetty. Okay, continue, please.
See, no, I don't like him, but that is my opinion, okay? And I've had this discussion with many people, and many people were upset with me saying this. And I've had this discussion in real life. So yes, I do talk about football in real life to people also. So when I had this talk with people in real life, everyone was like, but what you are saying is basically disrespecting him, and he's a legend. I accept all of that. I accept he's a legend. I accept what all he's done for the country. He's the third or fourth highest active goal scorer right now because he came back active goal scorer in the FIFA tally, whatever. Yes, he's done a lot of good things. But again, just because I don't like a person and I am expressing my view doesn't make me his enemy. This narrative that is going around in our society, which is fueled by politics in real life and politics in everything else, just because I'm criticizing someone doesn't make me his enemy.
I mean,
I
you
have
see
the
that
right to
everywhere
not
now.
like.
Everywhere,
No, I
especially in
have
India.
exactly. It's now become prevalent and it's become normalized. That is not how civilized people think or behave.
Yep.
Criticism does not equal hate.
Yep.
People have to first understand that. Okay, as long as we establish this, that my criticism towards the Indian national team, towards the AIFF and towards Sunil Chhetri does not mean I hate Indian football, doesn't mean I hate the team, doesn't mean I hate the organization, doesn't mean I hate the player. Okay,
Yeah.
and this, I think we have to start putting this clip in front of every single video that we do so people understand this. Our criticism does not mean we hate that team or that person, and
Yeah.
banter is banter, take it as banter when it's banter, but right now we are in a criticism position. Okay, so this is a man who said, okay, I'm getting a little old, I was getting a little slower, I thought that I should step aside now and I can continue playing for my club and do my best. Okay, and he stepped away and he came back in and said, now I am available. You shamelessly selected him and put him back.
What is AIFF?
He started in today's game in the first international after he said he's coming back. Okay, he was not on the bench. He was not named in the squad that was going there. No, he walked straight back into the starting 11. I do not know if you guys are able to understand how fucked up that is. Okay, and see, these are there's people who are right now praising him for coming back and quote unquote saving the Indian national team are the same exact bird brains who criticized Messi when he said he would retire after the 2014 World Cup and he came back and played the Copa and etc happened. Okay, I'm not defending Messi here. Okay, Messi doing that also was a sham. If you stayed out, if you went out, you should have stayed out. You came back because you wanted to win. Okay, and yes, in my opinion, the same thing applies to Sunil Chhetri. And I'm not saying that Messi is immune from that criticism. Yes, Messi also did something that was wrong. Messi also should not have walked back into the same this thing. But again, let's not get into that conversation. I don't want to start that off. But again, if you stayed out and then you gave everyone a lecture about how this thing is happening, at least when you are selecting the team, at least when something is happening, okay, out of respect for him or because he's doing decently for his club, you selected him back in the squad. Did you at least start him on the bench? No, he walked back into the starting 11. Where are the consequences for him retiring?
Yep.
Where are the consequences for coming out in the public and saying, I am done now, someone else has to come and take up my mantle? And this ties in exactly to what Jittu was saying, both the points that Jittu made earlier. One is, what about all the other young people who are aspiring to come up and take up that position? And okay, let's even keep aspirations aside. Okay? Where are you allowing other people to come in? You are now making one mafia where you control everything and if you don't say anything, no one else gets in.
Yep.
And is that how you want our country to keep playing football?
And to think we thought it was the coach's problem, his ego Stimac doing it. That's just the same thing happening with Manola Marquez. So I don't think there's much at this point. I don't even believe that coach has much control over it. There is an inner workings of the team at the association and some core players who are deciding things.
The dynamics of the team, you forget the AIFF. AIFF is a lost cause. I will say it openly. I don't even care if I don't get a job with AIFF because I don't want it. Screw you. Screw you. Okay. See, I as a sports physiotherapist, of course, it's always a lifetime privilege to represent the national team. But because of this video, if I don't get it, I don't give a shit. Because if I'm calling a spade, I am proud of myself because at least I'm honest to myself. You are shit. Okay. You are shit. You leave that aside. At least team dynamics, you think of it. There is a coach. There are a team of selectors. There is a technical director sitting there who are formulating what the process is for the whole team, for the whole country and all of these things to happen. There's a guy who retired who says, I am out of retirement and I'm available for selection. They selected him in a squad. They didn't even start him on the bench. He walked straight up into the starting 11. If he had not come, let's say they selected 2 other younger players to try them out and play here. Because he's starting now, where is their opportunity to come and play for India? These people have been grinding their ass for God knows how many years. These people are coming from I don't know what all villages with what all circumstances, fighting and coming all the way there. And finally they've gotten the opportunity because this man gracefully stepped aside. And now that he's coming back, you tell me if you were in that position where you were working for something your whole life and you knew that it was difficult and somehow that opportunity presented itself. Now you are there. You have the opportunity to fulfill your lifelong dream.
Yep.
And the same guy who went away, who was ahead of you in the pecking order, went away, is now back. And the reason you can't achieve your dream is because of that guy. Again, you can come back to me with the argument of saying, but he is just playing better, he scores better goals. I accept it. How long is he going to play for?
Yep.
Your next counter argument would be saying Ronaldo is still playing. Where is Ronaldo playing? Okay? And then in the same vein, in ISL is not that great in quality. Anyone who has anything to say otherwise is just blind.
Yeah.
Okay, don't watch football with stats. Watch football with your eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes. God has blessed us with vision. Watch football with your eyes.
Go to the ground if you can. You'll see how much what the quality is right now, and you can. I mean, if you watch the games, you will know what is the highest level right now.
And see, yes, Ronaldo is playing, but Ronaldo is also waning. Yes, Messi is still actively playing. But what is the Messi you're seeing in Miami versus the Messi you saw at PSG and Barcelona? What is the Ronaldo you saw at Real Madrid and his first stint with Manchester United? And what you're seeing in Saudi Arabia? Is it the same Ronaldo? And see, technically Sunil Chhetri has not had that big of a fluctuation because where lower are you going to play than the ISL?
And he's been playing there for what, 5-6 years right now?
So Ronaldo and Messi at least had downgrades. And if you don't accept that Saudi League and MLS are downgrades from wherever they were playing in Europe, Salam, you can click off right now. We don't want that view. Even the 10 views that we watch our videos ourselves are enough. We are putting our opinions out. If you don't accept that yes, MLS and Saudi League are a step down from Europe, please turn off, because you have lost the capacity to think rationally, so none of what I'm going to say is going to make sense to you. But if Sunil Chhetri, let's say there was a proper league system where a person was 40 years old and waning power, eventually at some point he will drop off. I don't think Sunil Chhetri is going to accept a reduced role and go play in the I-League or I-League 2 when it's
too much of a celebrity for that.
Exactly. And the money, salaries, his brand, all of that is this thing. So he will retire in the ISL in a big club like Bengaluru. Okay? And that's okay. He has earned that right. And if the club is willing to pay him, if the managers are willing to back him, if that board is willing to back him, that's their call. Their money, how they want to live their life. I am nobody to decide. Okay? But when Ronaldo and Messi dipped in quality, they were deemed unfit to play in Europe anymore and they moved out. Okay, so you can see that a quality gap was there. Here was a person who said, yes, my quality is slowly waning off. He didn't say it in those exact same words, but when you're saying that I am retiring, you want to retire when you are ahead usually, or when no one is considering you in a conversation for being a part of what you want to do. Okay, so where is he going to go down from this? Okay, so first of all, there are no repercussions for him saying that he's retiring. Second of all, there are no repercussions for a person of that stature whose powers are waning. His quality is dropping. Where? How? How are there no consequences for actions? I know our generation has lost it and the future generations are losing it, that you will losing the thought and the concept that if you do something for your actions, there will be consequences. But at this level, and I am not saying Indian football is at that level and all. Even at this level, we are not doing that your actions have consequences. He is doing decently for Bengaluru. I am not saying he is not, okay. But that just proves how bad our league is. I am not saying that he is not scoring goals for Bengaluru. You watch the game, nice. I go to the football stadium to watch. I have friends who work for BFC. I don't want to say more than that.
I'll give a simple take on this. For me, I don't know how the people nowadays say. Some people have this idea that Sunil Chetri is Indian football right now. Indian football is bigger than that. A lot of good players that have played.
I have just one
Yeah,
comment to add. If Sunil
yeah.
Chetri is Indian football, you guys are lost. There is no hope. How can one person be the whole country of 1.5 billion people? I think it's 1.6 billion people now. How can one person represent the whole country? If the whole country is represented by the talent of only one person, think how pathetic our state is.
Yeah.
You can continue now. I'll stop talking because if I start ranting now, I'll go out of my mind.
I understand. So, see, when I started like watching I League, it was probably around what 2012, 13. That time is it used to come in 10 sports, and that's when I realized we had a league first of all itself, and I used to follow. Sadly, that's how bad marketing I League had gotten, and there are a lot of
And
these. Yeah,
until now, the marketing for I League is still that bad.
very bad. You don't even know when the matches are happening. Only like
You
people
don't
like.
even know where it's being streamed, okay?
Yeah.
I want to watch one of my friends who I made who plays in one of the I League clubs.
Hmm.
Okay, and I wanted to watch it, and it comes on some site called SSEN, okay?
Yes, yes.
I had to undergo that payment process 4 times. That's how bad the app is. Then
Yeah.
I went to the
I gave
website.
up. I gave up in the third attempt itself.
I went to the website and tried another 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's so bad.
And then one day it randomly worked and deducted my money 4 times. For some one of the. So now I have paid 4 times to watch one team play. And the streaming quality is so bad.
Yeah.
The video quality by itself is bad, then the streaming quality is bad, the app is bad, everything about that is bad.
Yeah.
Why would a person who can just pay 249 rupees and get a Hotstar subscription and watch European football on the weekend
Yeah.
bother to pay the same 300 bucks and watch an I League or I League 2 game? Such horrible streaming.
Yeah.
ISL itself is bad, so I don't want to get into how bad I League is.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, what I would say, like when I started watching that this thing,
India scored against Maldives first half.
who scored? Okay,
Any guesses? Rahul Beke.
Rahul Beke. Okay,
Still going on. Half time in another 4 minutes.
Okay,
Let's go.
Goat hasn't scored. Okay, coming to the point. See, I will say I had a lot of respect for the guy, but the recent actions I do not support at all. And that's why I told. For me, like Indian football is much more bigger than Sunil Chetri, and I think in the long term was because I've been following this shitty football landscape for a long. I don't know, maybe because I'm paranoid about football, or especially Indian football. So coming to the point, when I started watching I League, when it was bad and this thing, to be honest, like if when I look back, maybe like some 14 years down the line, I do not see any difference in quality between the Indian players. There are just more quality foreigners, and let's say there are more flashy colors, better broadcasting, all these things I'll agree. But then isn't that supposed to happen 10 years down the league? Isn't that supposed to happen 10 years down? If you look at a Premier League broadcast from 2010 and you look at something like now, it will appear more flashy, and the quality of foreigners will be higher comparatively. Okay, but the quality of okay, I will leave that side. That's the only comparison I want to make. But in terms of the quality of Indian players, I don't see any difference. For me, as far as I know, the peak of what I League could do was happening luckily during the period between 2005 and 2016, in which if you look carefully, that was the only few times we as a country, as an Indian club, has ever made it past the quarterfinals multiple times and even reached the final. And the last time we did it was in the second year of ISL running. If this league was supposed to be much more quality and much more a direct pathway, more opportunities, blah blah blah, all these things, more income for this thing, more equipment, all these things, why haven't any of the Indian clubs have done anything better than that? Okay, I understand some of you might say Mumbai City's AFC Champions League debut was very fantastic, very good. FC Goa did so and so. You had like 7 or 8 years to. I'm pretty sure you can have a team to at least finish second, And to be fair, that Mumbai City was completely like out of luck. There was so much luck in that two games. Only two games they won, and every other result favored them. That is why they finished second. And the second play, they were the worst second place team in the whole zone. That's why they never made it to the second round. But, I mean, look at that. Like the top team finished on what 18 points, and you finished on 7 points in second place. I don't think that is for me as of now. The greatest ever achievement is still like before ISL was the main league. Okay, when ISL was like a 2 month tournament and I League was the main league, and when Bangalore FC miraculously, I mean, deservedly to some point reached the final of the AFC Cup and lost narrowly. And a certain Sunil Chetri played for them also, and to me that was the best version of Sunil Chetri till date. No matter what you say, he did against this team, that team. That was the best version of him. And I have never seen that thing from as a character, as a player. I have never seen that. And this again comes to the point that Elijah just made regarding Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Chetri's best years, where he was physically and a class above the opposition, was when he came back from MLS or when he came back from Sporting Lisbon. That was his different, and he has even admitted that when he was played in the B team, they told him that you guys are not eligible even for the you are not even eligible for the B team at this point. That's what it's told in his face. That level of a guy was came back here and was classes above what the domestic players here are. And what happened was after that peak, okay, he has achieved that. Then they're like, okay, let me just settle in Bangalore. They increase their wage. I do not feel the need to go out. Something I don't know. So what I would say about right now about current footballers who are coming right now, if you get the chance, if you actually care about playing, okay, I understand money is a big thing and all, but if you want to improve yourself, there is eventually there is a time where you can come back home and settle. It doesn't work out, I understand, but you go experiment yourself, go outside, go to any small league. If you can't go to Europe, okay, I would say the India's ranking is so and so, you can go to a smaller European league, go to Norway, go to somewhere like what I mean, go even to Cyprus, okay, Georgia. You can go to all these countries. They are not top 5 leagues, but there are some decent teams which are much higher quality than India. Definitely than Indian football team, and there's a high chance you get exposure, at least in terms of physicality, you improve a lot. In terms of football IQ and knowledge, you improve a lot. And that, however, if like 50 players go, at least one or two can just crack it open and just be the first person. It just needs one person. Okay, many of the countries just need one person.
If they told him that you guys are not even fit for the B team,
yep,
and 10-15 years late, if that guy is the greatest Indian footballer to have walked, you imagine what standards we have.
Yep.
Where we are.
Yep.
I don't want to.
I mean, I will say in 1950s and 60s, I would say that was actual Indian football. Like that is, what is the difference between you calling this, certain people at this age and this thing greatest of all time. There were guys in that team who literally refused offers from big teams in Europe, who actually wanted to hire them. The likes of Arsenal, the likes of Spurs. Okay, Spurs now I don't know, but they are still a big team back then. They used to win trophies. They were a huge team back then. And these teams approached them.
To be honest, if you don't think Spurs are a big team anymore, then United are also not a big team because they're in the same half of the table now. So.
Yeah. So okay. United fans don't get triggered. It's just a reference. Okay, be chill.
See, now this is banter. You should understand banter.
So that's what those guys like. I don't know if you watch the movie Maidan. You don't even need to watch the movie. We just look at history. There are players like, let's say, PK Banerjee, Chuni Goswami. There are a lot of players, like even the goalkeepers at that time. And even when you look at the 1980s, when we were like at least a decent enough side in the 1980s, like to some extent, like people thought that there was a higher, we were going to come up or something. Even those players were much more impressive did much more impressive things than what we have right now. And if the fact that you call this the GOAT or greatest of all time, you are telling a guy who's like, I'm not bantering on Chetri right now, you are telling he is the greatest of all time over so and so players. Like this is where we used to be and now where we are. Like I don't even know why the fans are settling for this mediocrity and all at this point. So coming to the point, like go if you can't go to any top league, go to somewhere smaller in Europe. If that doesn't work, go to somewhere some top league in Asia. Go there. Nowadays, the Asian football AFC has lifted the foreign players quota, which means the foreign leagues can freely hire other Asian country players. Heck, go to Thailand, go play. That's a better league right now. Right now, Thailand teams are regularly competing in the AFC Champions League knockout rounds. That's a better teams. You get better exposure. You get AFC Champions League teams playing you week in week out. You go to Australia. Go to all these players. These players are better than us. You get improvement there. From there, you use that a launching pad. If one person goes there, 50 will follow. They'll see the improvement there. Then from there, at least if one person goes to Europe, another 50 will follow. That's how it works. If you're because the league system is, I don't know when it will repair here. It's going to be bad. And the best example I can give right now is Thailand. Thailand was same level as us. They were not that great. They never even qualified for a World Cup. And the thing that they changed themselves was they had a tie-up with Japanese football, in which Japanese football started taking in players like from a young age. They started playing and giving them starting roles, at least the top of the cream players in Japanese league. And all these players, when they went back to the national team, they were miles above their locally produced league players, just because of difference in quality. Why are we not doing that? There was this huge tie-up of us, like playing with the Saudi tie-up, and why are they not having players playing in Saudi or in the UAE or Japan, Australia? We are getting so many players from Australia. Australia is not even a top 5 or top 6 league in Asia itself. Australia, even though the national team is very strong, but most of them are playing abroad in outside of Asia. So in terms of league, they're not even that great. Those players are coming and occupying majority of the foreign player spots in ISL. So that means that even that league is better. Why are we not going and playing there if they can come and play here? Why? I will say you won't get the opportunity in the top team first, but start from somewhere, no?
I will say something that a lot of people will not like. Okay, I still think at least 40 to 50% of the people being paid to play football in India don't deserve the money they are getting.
Yep.
They are staying here because it's more comfortable to stay here and because they're getting the money that they need to survive,
100%.
or they're getting more than enough that money. Okay, and a lot of people say this, and a lot of people also get hate for saying this. So yes, and you might disagree with me, I might be saying something wrong, and yes, of course, I'm not saying everyone should get dogged money, but if one of the, and yes, footballers also deserve to have a family and raise their family, need to have financial security. I accept all of that. Okay, but if you are wearing that Indian jersey and representing my country and you're still not up to that standard and you don't want to improve because you're getting enough money and staying back here, I'll just get up into swearing, so I don't want to.
I will tell you, like before the ISL, the main complaint of the players was not getting enough money. I understand that. Okay, so what? Now you are getting enough money. What are you going to do with it? Everybody expected they're going to use this money or something as a propelling pad or this stage to try and go outside, abroad or something. Try pushing harder. Try to get a better contract outside the country. Okay, you can get. It's not impossible to do that and all. But since what we are seeing is that, okay, I'm getting paid this much. Let me just settle here. I look at all the players that played in the 2017 Under 17 World Cup. They were supposed to be the future of the country. Where are they now? They are all still in this league. They can't even. Yeah.
No. I have a very interesting point to make about the Under 17 World Cup. Can you tell me the reason why India played in the Under 17 World Cup?
Because they were hosts.
Okay, now just follow my thought here, okay? My thought process, my thought tree, whatever you would call it. Okay, just follow my train of thought. Okay, the senior national team is not qualifying for the World Cup and we want them to, okay, and I accept it. Yes, we should qualify for the World Cup. Good. Is our under 15 team qualifying, under 17 team qualifying? Is there any other world stage tournament?
We're not even qualifying for Asian Cup, sir. What about
okay.
World Cup?
So if none of our junior level teams qualify for the World Cup and the same players are going on and representing India, if our junior teams are not qualifying, how will they suddenly learn how to qualify when they're adults? is there any logic to what we have been asking to them from so many years? If
Yep.
our junior teams are not able to compete even in an Asian stage, and we are expecting them to play at the World Cup, not play, see that one we had because we were the hosts. By our merit, when I don't even know when the last time our junior teams qualified was. And if our junior teams can't qualify, what makes them suddenly have the generational aura or talent to suddenly when they're becoming adults to qualify for the national team? Yes, my criticism is harsh. My God, I'm so angry. My words are yes, my criticism is harsh. Okay, but you can't say that I'm lying because it's the truth. I am harsh, and you might not like what I'm saying, but there is nothing. There is no lie in what I am saying. If we can't qualify to the national team because from the ground up we can't qualify for the World Cup, or we can't qualify and win international level tournaments because from the ground up we are not being built for it.
Yep.
From when I am a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 15-year-old in an academy, no one is training me to go and play in the World Cup. No one is training me to go and play against Cristiano Ronaldo. No one is training me to go and face Donnarumma and score a goal. We are happy with scoring a goal against Mahesh from the next gully. How will you randomly show up one day and expect to play against Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham? It's not possible.
Yeah.
You can't be prepping for Mahesh and Suresh from the next gully to randomly playing there. It's logically not possible, and I don't know how people don't understand something that simple. It's mind-boggling to me how people can't understand something that simple.
I'll give you a context. There is, as you all know, there is a level till under 17. There is a World Cup or something. So below that, FIFA does not organize any international level tournaments. But there is an unofficial, let's say, under 15 tournament. And there was an Indian academy who actually went on to win that tournament for the first time. That was a big thing. Literally nobody knows about it. And the owner of the academy later told the same thing which I had already said earlier. What do they do after this? Where is Indian football providing them a pathway after this? That is the talent. What are we doing with it? Where is the infrastructure? Where is this thing? It's kind of a thing that's in general in Indian sports. I would say, like, we as a country, we do not do the hard work of making and nurturing talent. We just hope for some miracle happens, and once that happens, then we pour in the money, and then we started treating these athletes as gods or god tier things or something, which is an extremely unhealthy way of bringing in new talent also. I have examples. I have so many examples.
Exactly. So, exactly what Jittu said, I'll give you one very pertinent example that every single one who has watched sport, any form of sport, or watched news in the last 10 years will understand, okay? Badminton was not a big thing.
Definitely not.
A lot of people played badminton, okay? Exactly, even Pulela Gopichand won a lot of things back in the day.
I would say that was the definitive moment. I would say, like, the first time they realized, that was an extreme miracle. Even he says to this day he doesn't know how he managed to win that all England championship. It is one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world, badminton. And as a nobody at that point, he would say, he was just a young and upcoming player. Out of nowhere he won. And then all of a sudden the media is there over him. Now like badminton, this thing.
And exactly, okay, so, and there was a peak in the interest of badminton and then slowly waned because we were not producing enough people.
Yeah.
And then our girls went and made us proud of our female shuttlers went and started like whooping big shots on the world stage, and then everyone is like, oh shit, yeah, there's that sport, no? We can hype that up and get a fake sense of pride in achieving something, no?
Yeah.
What did you do for it?
Nothing.
Okay, but we all of us, and I see, I'm not saying we can't be proud of someone else's achievements because they are representing our country, okay? But when you as a parent will have the opportunity, are you sending your kid into that? Are you backing your kid to go play football? Are you backing your kid to go play shuttle?
Yep.
When Sania Mirza became world news, people started sending their kids to play tennis. Okay. And still now, okay, tennis is a rich people's sport.
Yeah.
Generally, in playing sport in general is something that only rich families can afford, and that is a matter of fact because not everyone can support that lifestyle, not everyone can keep that for a long time. I accept it, and that's one of the shortcomings of a capitalist society, whatever, okay? But when there is interest only, people start spending more money into it. Okay?
And once you become shit, they just stop.
That's it. We don't have results for 5 years. Over, Tata, bye bye. We'll switch off to some other sport, and it's okay. Okay, that is also fair. Okay, you are entitled to do that because you're not getting results.
And people say, okay, cricket interest is there even when you lose. Dude, I literally bought the whole International Council of Cricket. Like, that's in your palm tips. You control every single freaking shit in this thing. And what is there to win in that if you already own the shit? It's like it's like the ridiculous way NFL champions call them the world champions of the world. You are the only people who play. You control everything. You have all the players. Nobody cares. That is how cricket is right now. That's literally no one cares outside. Your money, everything is there.
And the same parallel, if we apply it to football, okay? Everyone says that, okay, and I've heard this a lot in a lot of talks that I've had in person with people. I've heard a lot of podcasts also. We need one player like Mohamed Salah to make everyone in Egypt believe. We need one player like Son from Korea to make everyone believe. Okay, I accept it. Okay? Yes, you will inspire a lot of kids and all. Okay? Let's say one player like Salah came. And let's say people started pouring a lot of money into football on grassroots level, trying to push up. And something happens. And the player retires, whatever happens, and it will continue for some time, but the movement will fizzle out. In the same way, someone will win. Okay, let's say one of our teams went and won the AFC Champions League or whatever, which I don't think is happening at least for the next 5 years, but let's say it does.
Yes, I don't think it will happen until I reach 50 or something. I don't think. I don't think.
Let's say it happens, and somehow it happens by some wild stroke of luck. People start pouring money into football. Okay, like Jittu said, I have worked right now with 3 youth academies. Okay, football youth academies who play on the national level stage for the under 17, national level stage for the under 19, and all of that. Okay, everyone says the same thing, that even if the kids are interested, where will they go from here? And see, I'm not saying we need a concrete plan to be announced tomorrow. Just tell me that there's something on paper that you're yet to implement. At least show me false hope. That's how desperate we as Indian football fans are. Show me hope. Give me false hope at least. Just give me false hope. That also they're not doing, Ra. Do you understand how sorry our plight is that we are begging for false hope and we still don't get it?
Leave all the sports that we are trying to be better at, all these things like that. Look at the sports we're already good at. Look at the sports we invented. Okay. People say 1983 World Cup. We won the Hockey World Cup and 8 gold medals decades before that. Okay. Where are we in hockey right now? We're supposed to be the best team in this thing. Literally only one state promotes hockey.
I was literally about to say.
One state. And one state is doing so much that India is ranked in the top 5 in the world.
Exactly. And not only that sport, the same state that he's talking about, if people don't know, it's Odisha we're talking about.
Yeah.
If one state, it can do that for one sport, and Odisha does it not only for hockey, it does it for many other sports also. Yes, but hockey, they've chosen hockey and they are nurturing it right now. And that is one of the only reasons why Indian hockey is still at a acceptable or above par range for where we are. We can still compete with national superpowers, international superpowers, and still put up a challenge, which is very good. Okay. But there's another interesting factor that I have to consider. Oh, we're reaching the 1 hour mark. Okay. I'm telling you, once I don't talk much when we talk about Indian football. This is exactly why I get so frustrated. I just keep my mouth shut because once I start, I'm not shutting up. Okay. So, India has 1.6 billion people. Okay. And maybe after the census, the number will even go up 1.7.
2 billion, sir. He's already 2 billion at this point. I am 100% sure.
Okay, so let's say, let's take the old marks only. Okay, not even 1.5 billion. 1.2 billion will take 2011 data. 1.21 billion. Okay. Out of this, how many states have their own leagues, own football tiers? How many? 7, 8? Let's take a conservative number. Let's say I have personally counted. I think there are 7 or 8.
There are Wikipedia pages showing that things, but most of the leagues don't run.
Very good. There
are only like 6 leagues which run properly throughout. Some states, I would say some states don't have a state league. It's basically a league inside one district. I'll give you a prime example. Okay, even the places where football is very good. Okay, I will say like Bengal. The league is called Calcutta Football Team. That is because literally all the teams play inside Kolkata city. Every single team. There are only few states, okay, like Goa, Kerala, and to some most of the northeastern states who have statewide leagues in which every corner of the state plays. At least there are like 14, 15 teams. I'm not saying like, okay, obviously Calcutta Football League is one of the best like state leagues right now. And to some extent, even right now, the Bengaluru Super Division is like one of the best upcoming leagues right now.
The same thing you told about Calcutta, copy pasted in Karnataka.
Yeah,
It's
Bangalore.
Super Division Bangalore.
Like I was surprised. Whoa, this is a gigantic state. Where are the other teams? Same if I go to Maharashtra, every team is based in Mumbai. You go to okay Delhi, okay, leave that shit. Okay, everywhere if we go like other than Northeast, Kerala, and okay, let's just Goa. Everywhere you go, it's just based on one city. It's just based on one city, and where are the team? Where are the other places? Where is the league? That is basically a district league masquerading as a state league. Where are the untapped talent? All those. Why are there more teams? Why are there more? Why aren't there more divisions?
And people say, okay, let's say I want to open a team in Bihar. Where is my scope? Apparently, someone held a football trial in a stadium in Bihar. 800 people showed up.
Yep.
800 people in a state that you think no one watches football or cares about it. 800 people. And that is not a small number. You think out of 800 people, you won't get at least 2 people who can go up and play at a national level?
Yeah, at least 2 kids. Even if you don't get all play, at least 2 kids you can get. You can nurture them. You can improve them. That's why people say, like football is a sport that captivates young minds and everybody can pick up and play, which means you can introduce it very easily into a young person's mind and he can pick the sport up very easily, much more than that is why it is the most popular sport. And the fact that the idea is not there is because you don't try. You go there and just as you said, just holding a trial, just doing that brings 800 people. That means there's so many people who are actually interested and you don't even know.
There are so many divisions in each league, each state, and there are so many states that don't even have official leagues. Okay, this is just amateur stuff and all. People play without pay. They have day jobs and they come and play football because they're so passionate about it. So if you're telling me people don't have interest, that's a lie. Okay, again coming back to my point, 1.21 billion people from 2011 census data. 6 states, 7 states. I will take an extremely lax number of 10 states. Okay, in these 10 states, let's say there are, I don't think there will be more than 300 million people out of that 1.21 billion. Because majority of the states which have a lot of population, right now footballing culture doesn't exist.
It does not exist at all.
Okay, so let's say 300 million people, 350 million people, let's take. Okay, who stay in these states. I'm not talking about people who play football. 350 million people, let's take. How many people out of that play football?
I don't even
0.00001%.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all would play. Okay, how many more people would want to play out of that 0.001?
Even more, 2 more decimal places down.
Okay, so little more people would want to play and they're not getting the opportunity. But to tell me that there are not at least 10 lakh people in India who are not interested in football. 10 lakh people is more than the population of many European countries, the small European countries.
Yep. Now, there is the best reason that there is interest is because outside of Indonesia, India is the biggest consumer of international football or European football.
No, see, that is the exact point. There is a demand. And usually in the market, when there is a demand, there will be a supply that comes to meet that demand. And because there is a void and we are not able to make our own quality content to meet that demand, we are getting that demand from outside. This is exactly what happens in illegal trade also. Okay, if you are not able to do it, they'll find somewhere else to get it. And right now we are getting football from outside the country. And that football is high quality content also. So if someone is if I have to tell someone, hey, you don't even watch ISL, how can you comment about it? I don't watch ISL because it's a substandard product. Why would I watch a substandard product when I can get a quality product? If I want to invest 1.5 hours of my time to
Yeah.
watch something,
Yeah.
would I watch
Hmm.
a Liverpool United game, or will I watch the, I don't want to say it, I don't want to say it, I don't want to say it, to a derby game that is being played in India?
Yeah.
You tell me.
This is the general population thinking. Okay, there will be like what you call like one in like 100,000 people who actually genuinely go and watch everything, who have the time and space to watch both this all Indian football. Even those guys watch European football side by side also. Nobody, I would say literally nobody watches Indian football alone. They will be watching an alternative league, and even those people are like I told you, 1 in 100,000. It's difficult, like you don't have time for everything. Like if you support, you already support a team, and on top of that you want to follow this thing, on top of that you want to follow the national team, it's difficult. Like there are so many things people want to do, and maybe it's difficult. And if you are not getting a superior product, so oftentimes you don't watch it unless you are extremely passionate, and those are very less number of people.
And then, no, so people will argue that why do people still show up in stadiums and go watch the games even if they're sub quality? Why am I paying 4 times for watching I League? People can ask these questions. I want to support. I want something good to happen. That doesn't mean that if there's a better thing, I will not go there. Anyone with a little bit of common sense, if you have someone who is giving you candy, let's say milk, that is they'll put 10 liters of water in 20 liters of milk, and somewhere they're putting 1 liter of water in 20 liters of milk. You tell me which will taste better, and for the same cost, where will I go? If I go to the one who's giving me 10 liters of water and 10 liters of milk for 20 liters, then I'm just stupid for the same money. And if I'm applying the same thing to football, you're calling me a Indian football hater. Where is the rationality? I don't understand. And death of rationality, death of reasoning. Patriotism is separate. Okay. I am a highly patriotic country. I'm telling you, tomorrow if there is a war, I will be the first person to enlist. I don't care. That is how much I love my country. It has its own problems. I don't like a lot of things that happen here, but it's still my country, my motherland. This soil gave birth to me. So however patriotic you are, I am also that patriotic. But just because I'm patriotic doesn't mean that I can't unlike stuff. I can't criticize
That's
stuff.
again the problem. No? If you go against something or criticize something, suddenly you are anti-national. You are this thing. You are patriotic or something. I mean,
You have no idea how many people who I thought were rational people, who have brains that function, who understand logic, who employ the same things I'm talking about, rationality and things, to every other thing in life. When it comes to things like Indian football, or when it comes to their own football teams, when you apply the same logics that they apply to everything else to what they are saying, suddenly their rationality just goes off. And you know what that is? That is love. Love makes you do irrational stuff. And yes,
good point. Good point.
you can love your country, you can love your sport, you can love your club. It's okay. Okay. But just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't make them wrong.
Yeah, like that's their point of view. That you should be like understanding enough to accept that you can have your own point of view. Nobody is judging for you for that. But you should respect another person's point of view also. It's a very prevalent thing in Indian society right now. So
We have gone off so far from the topic we started, but I don't know, I like the flow. It's been 1 hour.
yes,
Is there any other topic so we can have a separate video to record it?
yeah, there is a one huge topic coming up. I think we all already covered like the Indian football and Chetri part, I guess.
Yes. So what is the other thing?
What is next is downfall of the ISL.